Ladies and gentlemen, to those among you who are easily frightened, we suggest you turn away now. To those of you who think they can take it, we say, welcome to the madhouse.
Ronnie Moore has been sacked as Tranmere manager after the League One side missed out on the playoffs.
Moore has been at Prenton Park since 2006, but Chairman Peter Johnson admitted it was time for both parties to go their separate ways. That news of Moore's dismissal has been the Tranmere fans, though.
Liverpool winger John Barnes is the new manager of Tranmere. Barnes has quit as coach of the Jamaican national team to take over from Ronnie Moore, who was sacked. His last job in club management was at Celtic 9 years ago. Former Tranmere midfielder Jason McAteer has been appointed as assistant manager.
I've always wanted to go into management, and an opportunity hasn't presented itself until now. And the fact that it's Tranmere really is just a bonus, and it's icing on the cake, because it's local to me. My kids go to school around the area. I know the area well. I think Tranmere is a very good club because it reminds me a lot of Watford, my first club, with the work it does in the community, the relationship it has with the community, and you know, it's just that hopefully it's a marriage made in heaven because all the elements are there. But ultimately we have to win matches. Great geographically, it's great because it's a football club and it's a club, my local club. But ultimately I do know that, you know, you have to pick up results on the field, and that's what I'm focusing on. Jason's a good friend of mine, and we've played together, and even now I haven't played at the same club as Jason for maybe 10 years, but we play in Birkenhead School where my kids go to school, and we have the same friends, and we play five-a-side. And Jason, as you say, knows the club, he knows the players, he knows the area, so, you know, it'll be a normal assistant manager working relationship. We'll have to keep him a bit quiet though.
Phone call out of the blue really, and then a smile for about 4 days. No, John, obviously, when we heard that the last manager had been released, I think John seen an opportunity of getting back in. John sounded me out. Because of my experience here as a player and then a coach, taking the first team quite a few times as well. John seen my experience as something he needed, so I was more than delighted to take him up on his offer.
Now, how about this for a novel way to sell a football club? Tranmere Rovers have been put on sale on eBay. The club's starting price is $10 million, works out to be just over £6 million or so. According to the site, the sellers say that the successful buyer would get a historical brand and fan base dating back over 100 years, a championship calibre club, even though they're a League One side, and reassuringly, there's free delivery.
Plenty of Yeovil fans out to greet the new Tranmere boss. John Barnes, always a popular figure, but a bit more popular in Somerset now than he'd like, as his managerial reign at Rovers began with a defeat. Dean Bowditch on his debut got the opening goal, and Tranmere's fate was sealed as Ryan Mason was upended right on the edge of the box. Inside in the ref's opinion, and Gavin Tomlin kept his nerve. A promising start for Yeovil, who hope to avoid last season's struggles. Tranmere tore Grimsby apart, ruthlessly exploiting the League Two club's defensive frailties. Unmarked, Paul McLaren got Rovers going just past the half hour, and after some sloppy marking from a throw, Joe Widdowson upended Craig Curran just 5 minutes later. A chance for Ian Thomas Moore's first goal in his new guise. He used to be just Ian Moore, of course, before getting married in the summer. The contest was all but over by the break, Curran able to take the plaudits himself this time when he was left all alone in the centre. A first victory on the cards for new manager John Barnes, who wasn't as happy with his team's second half performance, even though they added a fourth. Gareth Edds wrapped up a comprehensive victory. Tranmere fans have had value for money this week. 4 goals against Grimsby on Tuesday, and Ian Thomas Moore on target after just 5 minutes against Gillingham. The Kent clubs made a free-scoring start to the season too, so it wasn't entirely surprising that midfielder Curtis Weston soon had them back on terms. All very promising, and the second half was an absolute cracker from the moment John Welsh took aim from the edge of the box. Rovers back in front, but not for long. Andy Bartram got Gillingham's midweek cup winner against Plymouth and made it 2-2 just 9 minutes after the break. The Gills proving a tough nut to crack. But Rovers boss John Barnes found the solution, sending on sub Terry Gornell midway through the half, and the teenager came up trumps. This time Mark Stimpson's side couldn't manage a comeback. Their fate finally sealed in stoppage time as Thomas Moore nodded home his third goal in 2 games.
MK Dons beat Tranmere 1-0. Substitute Jabo Ibihara scored the winner 10 minutes from time to end Tranmere's 19-game unbeaten home record in the league. Wickham.
No wonder Leeds fans looked so relaxed pre-match. Since mid-January they've been spoilt rotten. 12 home league games and 12 wins. The playoff draw with Millwall the only blip. So it's not surprising there's a swagger about the side. Bradley Johnson opened the scoring after 14 minutes against Tranmere to keep United on course to maintain this season's 100% record. Ian Goodison's disastrous back header soon had Jermaine Beckford racing away for the second. With 4 goals already, he's top of the League One scoring chart. And 4 minutes from time, Johnson tested the strength of the bar before Luciano Becchio finished the job. More satisfied smiles all round. Tranmere were just glad they kept the score down to 3.
The last thing a manager under pressure needs is a visit to lower league opposition, but Gary Megson can breathe a little easier after his Bolton side eased past Tranmere thanks to a goal from Mark Davis shortly before the break. But despite dominating their League One opponents, Bolton couldn't extend their lead, and Johan Elmander missed 2 glorious chances, although in truth the first forced a fine save from Luke Daniels in the Tranmere goal. Nevertheless, lack of firepower is a real issue, and unless Elmander can fine-tune the radar, it could be a long season ahead for Wanderers fans.
Manager John Barnes has been finding success hard to come by since taking over at Tranmere, and he went into this game on the back of 4 straight defeats, and this turned out to be another bad day at the office. But it was even worse for on-loan Manchester City defender Shalem Logan. Just before half-time he was in the notebook for this foul on Matty Robson. And directly from Luke Daniels' free kick, the 20-year-old went for Robson again, this time with the elbow, giving referee Carl Boyson little choice but to show him the red card. Carlisle then went for the kill, but Tranmere keeper Daniels was performing heroics in the visitors' goal, first beating away this effort from Anyan Sarr and then this drive from Kevin Hurst. Early in the second half the hosts went ahead though, Robson setting up Joe Anyan Sarr to tap in from close range. 8 minutes later it was 2-0, Kevin Hurst crossing in for Danny Livesey to head home his first goal of the season. And Tranmere were exposed again 13 minutes from time as Ian Hart headed in a third to secure a first home win of the season for Carlisle.
Eds forward. Schuker is onside here and has a real opportunity to score and does so in fine style. 11 minutes gone and maybe Tranmere's luck's about to change. Keeps it in play well. Tondry and now Byfield on the stroke of half-time. Good strong play from Deeney. Deeney again in a really good position. Luke Daniels flat-footed. Troy Deeney makes it 2-1 just 2 minutes after the restart. 2 goals in, well 2 minutes technically. Seth Mattis. Felden, here come Tranmere with Marn. Well, that's a rising strike. That's a sensational effort from Alan Marn. What a way to make it 2-2. Didn't seem to be too much on, but he hit that beautifully. Nichols. Good work. Plenty of time and space to look up and pick out Troy Deeney arriving late at the far post. And Deeney